This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are with the Sweetgrass Flute and Nature Festival coming up the weekend of September 23rd at the Prairie Woods Retreat Center in Hiawatha, north of Cedar Rapids. Johnny Lipford and Rod Blummel. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Dennis.
Yeah, glad to have you here. Johnny, it was just about a year ago, I think, that you came in and we met for the first time, and you brought out your Native American flute, which you're going to do again here shortly. And that was the first time that I had a chance to hear you play, and we've had quite a year.
Yes, we have.
Because you were a guest artist with the Corridor Jazz Project.
Yep.
Got your initiation into high school jazz band.
Thrilling.
And the tune that the Jeff Coffin tune that you recorded with the Linmar Jazz Band is one of our favorites from last year.
Yeah, it was a great project, really fun experience, and the kids are so talented.
Yeah, very fun. So here we are now. Is this year 2 for the festival?
Year 2.
So, okay. So as I said, coming up the weekend of September 23rd. Rod, you're on the staff at Prairie Woods, and last year this was kind of a Prairie Woods event, but now it's kind of broken out on its own.
Right. It's a collaborative event, really, and the reason why it's really key for Prairie Woods is because we seek to create a safe environment for people to come and experience the divine, if you will, or wholeness in nature, in themselves, in each other. And so the Sweetgrass Festival tries to give voice to the land, and the land wants to heal us, and we want to be in relationship with the land. So Prairie Woods and Sweetgrass, it's a wonderful marriage that way.
Mm-hmm. Johnny, what's going to be new this year at the festival?
New, we've structured it a little bit differently. The Flute School that we have the 2 days prior has extended into 2.5 days, which has taken half a day on Friday from the festival, but it doesn't mean that it's any less of a festival because we open with ceremony at 5 o'clock on Friday, and we move right into music till 9 o'clock, and then all day Saturday, and then part of Sunday as well. We still have flute performances, we have family activities, mostly structured in the Sunday portion. It's all family friendly. And a big change this year is that it's free. There's no gate admission. So everyone is welcome to come out and don't feel that it's not an affordable event. Free is good, and to experience the music of the land.
At the heart of this festival is, of course, the Native American flute, which you play, and you are actually one of the leading Native American flute players in the nation. But you're bringing in others too, correct?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to give you the chance to be all modest. I'm just going to move right on.
I appreciate that, and it's been a 14, almost 15-year journey for me, and my passion for the flute and the music that comes from it. So I appreciate that. But we have some absolutely amazing artists coming in this year. We have Rana Yellowrobe from Washington, Scott August from New Mexico, Randy Granger from New Mexico, Adam Hawkins from Ohio, Marcia Harris from North Carolina. She plays Native American flute and dulcimer. We have Casey Crowdy from Wisconsin. He plays Didgeridoo, so the Australian Didgeridoo. His workshop was highly attended and intriguing last year. And we have the Iowa City Yahoos coming in. They're going to be doing some drumming for us, a drum circle for roughly an hour and a half, 2 hours.
And that's an open event. People can come and participate in that, and that's what they encourage. So
and you mentioned that the event actually begins with a 2-day flute school. What kind of background would people need if they want to participate in that?
It's interesting. Many of the people that are participating in the flute school the 2 days prior they've had some experience with the flute, but we have some newcomers to the flute as well. And they're going to experience anything from, basic flute playing to more advanced techniques and creating a melody and how to write songs and begin in that kind of nature with the flute. So there's a lot to be offered in the flute school. And we've got just a couple of spots to fill. There'll be a total capacity is 40 students. And like I said, they're coming from all over the country this year and last year.
There's
three levels of
ability, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Do you have to provide your own flute?
It's recommended that you have a flute, a Native American flute. But if you, for some reason, don't have one, don't let that stop you. There'll be plenty of flutes at Prairie Woods that weekend. So a lot of flutes will be around.
Will there be flutes for sale at the festival?
At the festival, yes. We've got 6 flute makers coming in. One is local from Lisbon, Randy and Shelley Stenzel from Lisbon. The others are coming from the North Carolina region, Virginia, Ohio. So they're coming in from great distances to be with us.
How did you first get interested in the Native American flute, Johnny?
I found the flute, like I said, 14, almost 15 years ago through a cartoon. A character playing a brown flute, and immediately knew it wasn't the silver flute. It was portrayed as a brown, end-blown flute, much like the one I have in my lap here, and the sound that came out was very different. So I took that sound, recalling that sound, and did some research online, and came across different flutes from all over the world. But I specifically remember a gentleman playing a Native American flute, and he was expressing how easy it was. You didn't have to learn music, you didn't have to read music, and you just kind of express yourself. I was very drawn to that. And so I got my very first flute for Christmas that year, a little bamboo 5-hole flute. And I just remember that was my journal. That was my way to express myself through the music.
Is the Native American flute similar to like the recorder?
Close. Their origins are completely different, but their make is very much the same. There's nothing that you have to do with your embouchure. You just pick it up and you blow into it. So you don't have the struggle of learning an embouchure like a pan flute where you blow across the top, or a transverse flute where you blow across the mouthpiece there. So really easy.
It's interesting that as you said, their origins are totally different. But isn't it interesting that wooden wind instrument is common to so many different cultures?
Yeah.
And the didgeridoo is kind of related,
right.
too.
Well, the didgeridoo is the Australian version of the flute, if you will. The flute is one of the oldest instruments, second to the drum. I mean, we had rhythm and natural rhythm ability way before, flutes of that nature. But flutes date back thousands and thousands of years, and there was one in almost every culture. So it's interesting to see the parallels between those, and not necessarily the technology that they have, but the way that they were made, very similar, or in abstract very differently across cultures.
Well, after all this, and since you brought the flute, it would be silly to not hear a little. So
Sure.
Give us just a little sample.
Absolutely. Thanks, Dennis.
Very nice. Johnny Lipford on the Native American flute. So again, the Sweetgrass Flute and Nature Festival is the weekend of the 23rd, 24th, and 25th at Prairie Woods. Free admission.
Free admission.
Which is there's no barriers to attend, from drums to flutes to the didgeridoo.
Yep.
Yeah. If I could mention, Dennis, on Sunday afternoon, we'll also be having our Nature Fest, which is a 3-hour period where we'll have a pet blessing at 2:30. So people are welcome to bring their pet friends as well and introduce them and enjoy the opportunity together.
If people want more information, what's your website?
That's sweetgrassfest.com.
All right. Well, we'll hope for good weather, and looking forward to having flute players from all around the country and all around the world coming right here to the Cedar Rapids and Iowa City area for this festival.
Yeah.
You got it.
Johnny, Rod, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.